Hey everyone, David here with Builderbox. I am wearing my Build World swag today. Don't know if you can see it. That's just a big shout out to our friends at Build Worlds for including us in the best 50 software for project management. That's a really great honor and we are thrilled to be part of that group. So if you don't know Build Worlds, go check it out. It's a wonderful community of AEC folks that care about technology, innovation, care about moving the industry forward. Anyway, this week I wanted to do another video on some of our scheduling features to follow up on the video from last week, which I'll post with a link up here somewhere. On that video, I talked about how to quickly and easily track productivity and track the status of activities on the project schedule. And today I want to build on another video that we did last year talking about our Readiness Index. Again, I'll post that link somewhere up here in the YouTube frame. But I want to show you how to take advantage of what we call the Readiness Index. That last video from last year, we talked sort of philosophically about why we do Readiness Index and why I'm not a big fan of this idea that if you know 80% of what you need on a project, you go and you proceed. So I wanted to show you a real world example of that. So let's take a look over here. So quick trivia question. What do this mop sink and these foundation footings have in common? Of course, those of you who spend a lot of time doing VDC coordination already know where I'm going with this, right? But of course, Murphy's Law states that any mop sink on the third floor must have a drain that comes down exactly over a foundation footing. Bet you didn't know that. But let's go ahead and take a look at how we would deal with something like that in Builderbox and why the Readiness Index really helps us out. So here in Builderbox, I've got a job walk, which is what we are using to manage the clash detection in this particular project. And I can see that we had a coordination meeting and somebody said, hey, wait a minute, this drain coming down from this room, well, it's clearly encroaching in where our foundation needs to be for our post for our steel staircase. We need to move this drain, right? And everybody that is involved with this particular issue doesn't always talk to one another. You know, the guys that are out there in the field getting ready to pour this concrete might be part of the coordination, but that's not their realm. That's not their silo. So how do we get this information to them in a way that doesn't make them come into the model, doesn't make them become experts at what we're doing, right? So using Builderbox over here, what we're going to do is notice that after this clash got posted, there's been a bunch of collaboration going on over here. Let's take a look at this thread. So it looks like our plumbing foreman, Doug, he's taken a look at this, and there's some reason, probably a pretty good reason, why this particular drain cannot move. I'll give you a little insight on this story. It actually was a piece of plumbing that was coming down through a pretty congested area, some pretty challenging conditions having to do with this particular issue. Long story short, we decided to move that footing over. It wasn't a big deal. It was something that could still be done. And the story needs to get out to the foundation guys, right? So let me show you how easy it is to add this to that activity's Readiness Index. Check it out. I'm going to go into my schedule. And here in my master project schedule, I see that I've got an activity for Foundation Zone A. That's what this particular foundation belongs to. And I'm very simply going to come in here under the Information tab, and I'm going to add a new document to this particular activity. Let's take a look at Job Walk. So here we go. This is our clash, and I will go ahead and add it. So just like that, I have attached this Job Walk to the schedule activity. So now whenever I do a readiness query for this particular activity, I will see, in this case, this job walk is still open. So even if I'm not in the model, even if I'm not looking at the plumbing package, even if I have no idea that this is going on, if my task is to pour these foundations and I come into the schedule and I take a look at the readiness index, I can see that there's a big fat red circle here. Chances are that I probably should be looking at something here. So let's take a look. I'll go back into my Information tab and just click on the item. And this will pop open over here. I can see what the original issue is. I can see the entire thread of conversation about this. And now I know that there's something that I need to pay attention to here before I am done with it. Now I happen to know that this footing is able to move and that we've already done the work on figuring out where it's going to go and that it's going to be fine. So I can come in here and go ahead and say, we've taken care of this and it is okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close this item out. And when I do that, I'm going to have a digital audit trail of the fact that I did that. But more importantly, when I go back to my plan, my readiness index for that particular activity for Foundation Zone A is now green. I am ready to proceed.
And it's not just VDC or job walk items that I can use here. I can link anything from Builderbox. So the status of an RFI, for example, or a submittal, or the approval of a change order, or even the completion of a checklist. These are all things that I can use to inform the readiness of a particular schedule activity. And to take this one step further, it is not just project documentation or information that I can use to perform this readiness analysis. I can take a look at everything that affects this schedule activity, like dependencies from other schedule activities, which of course most scheduling packages already do that. But I can also take a look at my workspace, make sure that it's accessible, make sure that it's available, it's not double stacked. Are there safety requirements that we need to do for this particular activity? Do we have the material we need to accomplish this task? Is the crew available? Do we have our equipment? We can even reserve the equipment here. So we can get a big picture view at our activity and make sure that we have everything that we need. On the material side, you'll notice that I actually am not ready to perform this task yet. I do not have this material in stock and I do not have any pending deliveries. And with Builderbox, we could actually process a purchase order and request this material directly from here. But that is a different topic for another video on another day.
So that's the power of Readiness Index with Builderbox. Hope you liked this video. If you did, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. We've got some more videos coming out. Follow us on Twitter, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.